Hey, it is a long-awaited Saturday, October 11th, and we are looking good on both. So I have a couple of things to do today, several things. First, I'll go over Pip Logic real quick, and then DSJ, I'm going to show a live trade. It's almost 5:30, which is the next trade, and then after that, I'll show the withdrawal that I'm going to make and how to do it. And then in the comments, it might take, an hour or whatever to get into my wallet. But in the comments, I'll tell you how long it took to get into my wallet. Because the next video might be the early next week or something. So I'll at least let you know how long it took to get into my wallet. So with Pip Logic, we did actually get another trade on Thursday. It was pretty late. Look at that, 3:34. So they finally clicked on the buy button and it ran for a little bit and we earned $20.64. That was a 0.43% gain, and so that ended our week with a 2.22. We had one other trade earlier and it was like 1.79, so add those two up and it's a 2.22 for the week. And so our monthly is 3.09 so far. All right, so back to our account here. Someone in the comments started cussing at me. And so I wanted to explain. They were saying, what kind of Ponzi are you doing here? Because you're saying you withdrew like $7,000 and you've only earned $3,000 and you have $4,800 in there. Anyway, so I thought I would at least go over that. To see if I can explain. So in earlier videos I told everybody that these two were doubled for some reason. It was just one withdrawal, but I don't know why they copied it and put it in there as two withdrawals, which I only withdrew one. So far it's basically 3, 4, 5, 6,000, and it's because I share it. So this right here is the referral rewards, and I got up to level C, and level C is $2,000 bonus. Level A and B probably added up to about 1,000. So that right there was the 3,000, and so there's half of that. And the other part is every time they do a trade, I get a 5%. See, they take out their 20%, but then they put 5% in the people that have invited others to their place. So you get a percentage of the total volume that you trade under you. So I get, just on this little 0.4% trade, I got $7. So I mean, in this one right here, I got 4 times as much, so I was, like $25. And I always go in here, and I go under actions, and I do top up. And when the thing comes up here, it'll tell you what you have in your wallet. And so I just top it up every time. And it adds to my 48.16. So now if I go back to my dashboard, 48.16 gets added to my bonus, or my allotted capital. So that goes up a lot faster so that I earn more too. So it's definitely one of those things that's it's a referral where you can make a lot more money. If I didn't ever share it, it would be this right here, where I would have 3,000 off of the 3,900 that I've initiated. So I would be up on that 39 about $73. And I think they said they came in a month later than I did, and their $400 account is $600 now, which is 50%, which is about a month later than I did right here. So that's why it's just the bonus referral thing. So that's why I've been able to take out my seed money and more and make money on it. Let's go over to DSJ. I set my alarm for 5:33, which is 7:33 Eastern time. I'm not one that likes to come on 5 minutes early and get everything set up and then just wait, because then you get your anxiety going. So I'm reminded with my alarm to check it out at 6:33. They give you about 10 minutes to put it in, Oh my goodness. Can you hear that noise? We just got a thunderstorm outside and rain is hitting my window. Anyway, it probably comes out pretty good in the ambient noise here. I come in about 3 minutes after the time and see these people are like, bring it on, you know, ready, and all that stuff. And I'm like, I just don't want to deal with it, all that stuff. So I just come in a little late. The last few have come in, I mean, yesterday it actually came in at 5:37. So that was that was the latest one I've ever seen. But once it comes in, they give you 10 minutes. So it's not like it comes in at 5:37 and you only have 3 minutes to do it. But once it is, oh, there it is. See it right there? And 2 people usually post it. So I will go to assets. This is my asset of today. And as you see, I have $155 in there. That was bonus money and salary that came in. I guess I should say dividend after that last video. It's not a salary, it's a dividend. And so I have $155 in my exchange, $10,697 in my trade account. And so this is what I'm going to be trading off of, 1% of that. So I got to go over to futures and click on futures. And right here on the phone it's different, of course, but it's pretty much the same thing, but it's just squished down. I go to invited me, and then I have the code that I paste right there. So I controlled C to copy it, and I control V to paste it. Or you can just do the right click and copy and paste. And then I hit confirm, and it says already followed the order. This is making too much noise now. I gotta turn it off. Everyone's saying thanks. All right, and once you copied and pasted and it has the order there, you go to check out the position order so that you can see if you have a pending order in there. Usually takes it takes about 60 seconds for it to follow through and complete your order, but then it takes about probably 10 minutes to post your historical orders. Right here is your historical orders. So these are bonuses here from someone joining. We got a pretty good group going now. Let me make sure we got that all set. Okay, that's all set. So that's how you do the trades. And in about 10 minutes, I will pause the video until 10 minutes just so you don't have to sit here and listen to the rain. So once it shows up in historical orders, I'll come back, and once that money's in my asset account here, I will do a withdrawal. So hopefully this will be like 10,760-ish. So then once that's in there, I'll do the withdrawal, and we'll go through the way to do it on that. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, while we're waiting, let's just look at our calculator here, and I've got it withdrawing on the 12th, because if I did it here, it meant that I would have done it in the morning and missed all my trades today. So I just put it on the 12th here, and I am right around 10,925. So that's great. We're right on schedule as far as our goal. And if you minus the 300, you got to add, or 3,000, you add the 137 that you're trading tomorrow to add to this balance, and that comes out to about exactly right. And then every month I'll be taking it out on the 11th, which I might have to move that to the 12th just to get the trades, depending on when I do it during the day. But this will be the augmenting my income. This pays for my mortgage, and that makes a big difference in my life. So that is great. I love this this program. Let's check back to see if anything has come up. Yep, there it is. So 10,764. That's what we were looking at. About 1060, I said, or 760. So we got it in there. So now we're going to do a withdraw, and I'm going to make it to where it's 3,000 in my exchange. So I'm going to move it from my trading account into my exchange, and once it's in here, I can initiate the withdrawal. So 3,000 minus 155 is 284. So I'm going to come up here and do transfer from my exchange. Nope, I'm going to click that and go from trading to exchange. USDT 28.45. Transfer. Bleep. Success. So it's immediate. There it is, 3,000 in my exchange. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to convert USDT into Ethereum. And Ethereum is how, if you're in the United States, you convert it to Ethereum and send it to your wallet or exchange via Ethereum, because it won't let you do it with USDT. But anywhere else in the world you can do it with USDT, which I think sucks. I wish we could do it with USDT, because then there wouldn't be any up and down with the market, and yikes if it's going down, and it went down the last 24 hours like crazy. So anyway, we always take a chance when you get into the market, just for that little bit of a time. So we've got it in the exchange, and now I'm going to go to convert, and you'll be doing convert max, which is 3,000, and you're buying Ethereum. So 0.8%. Oh, it's going down already. Look at that. Anyway, so we'll make that exchange. See how fast that's going. That's crazy. Success. Now we'll go back to our assets. So now I have exchange in there. And now I'll do my withdraw. And I already have my, so you cancel this, but at first you have to bind your wallet address. So you'll hit OK, and all you do is go to your exchange or your wallet and copy the receiving address for Ethereum, and then you paste it and then hit OK, and then it's probably, I'm not sure how long it takes to do that, so you have to do this before you want to make the withdrawal. And then they'll OK that address, make sure it's correct. But if you're doing your withdrawal and your address is already there, you hit cancel, and you'll be doing Ethereum, because that's what you changed it into. And here's my Ethereum wallet address, and you just go into the quantity, hit all, and handling fee is 0.9%. So I'll hit withdraw here, and I always make sure that this address is the right one. And right here is, so the first time you do a withdrawal, you're supposed to send in your, to Elena, you have to send her a picture of yourself holding your driver's license or ID, and she'll make sure it's in there, and you send her the wallet address so that she verifies it too, and she'll release or communicate with DSJ and say, yep, he's okay for a withdrawal. She's got it on file, but then they said, at least they said that you don't have to do that anymore. But I know one of my upline guys who's a level 4, tier 4, he actually took out like 18,000 a couple months ago, and he just barely took out 18,000 more. And he said, yeah, she blocked it and wanted to make sure that it was really me, and so I had to send her my picture of my ID again, and she just let it go. So he got his third withdrawal of 18,000. So that was good, but she just, if it's a bigger number, I guess she just wants it every time. So I'm putting this in. Usually you just do it the first time, and if it's just like 1,000 or something like that, you could probably withdraw it. I hope 3,000 doesn't trigger it, so I have to send her my my ID again. But if so, she usually contacts me in bond chat and says, hey, send me your ID, I want to make sure this is you withdrawing. So they're just keeping everything pretty safe as far as hackers and scammers. But right here it says, after submitting the withdrawal application, the funds are in frozen state because the withdrawal is in process, and the funds are temporary under the custody of the system. Which does not mean that you have lost the asset or asset is abnormal. The account will be received within 24 hours after submitting the withdrawal application. If the account is not received after the estimated time of withdrawal, please consult the online customer service. In order to prevent arbitrage behavior, the transaction volume can be applied for withdrawal after reaching the limit. The withdrawal fee for USDT, ETH, and BTC is 12%. So that's basically in a nutshell how to withdraw. They say 24 hours, but my first one I did with a withdrawal of 1,000 just to see how it goes, and it went through fairly quickly, probably within an hour. But like I mentioned, I will put a note or a comment in the comments below about how fast it took, because the next video will probably be early next week. So if you don't want to wait, just check the notes below and definitely put a comment in. Hopefully the Pip Logic guy understood how I was able to withdraw $6,000 in Pip Logic. There's no scam behind it. It's just if you share it, you make some more money. It's their way of advertising. So that's basically what they do. They pay their advertisement. That's their advertising budget, is they'll pay the people that share it. So that's that. I'm going to check real quick on Bond Chat and see if Elena said, hey, send me a picture. Okay, she hasn't said anything yet. So hopefully this will just go through. I'll check Bond Chat once in a while. If I'll listen to my phone and see if she comments and says, hey, you need to send me another photo ID. But if not, it'll show up in my wallet, and then I'll just go to the ATM and withdraw it. Very plain and simple. My $1,000 ended up being about, I got about $850 out of the bank. I can do it by 20s. That's why I said 840, because I left 20 in there. So yeah, I had 840 that came out. So about $150 for all the trading fees and all the exchange fees. When I send it to my wallet, I have to put it into my card, which costs another fee. So yeah, in total, there's a chunk, and they take out that 12%, which is paying them, and that's how they actually pay their dividends and stuff, is the money that they get from the withdrawal. Because DSJ, as that last video, by the way, that last video, I started recording it and I was listening to it for about 5-10 minutes, and then I left, and an hour later, when I listened to it again after I posted it, it's like right when I left, it started this big echo chamber. So it was like total, I don't know, where the sound kind of went way off, and they would have this little echo in there of her talking, and I'm like, oh, that is annoying. So sorry about that. Everything was good. You'll see the first 5-10 minutes of the video, everything's just normal, and then all of a sudden it starts echo chambering. I'm like, what? Anyway, something happened. I don't know. But it was very informative, and I don't remember what I was trying to say, but that was a definite squirrel. But yeah, I'm very happy with both of these. Very excited to keep it going and just grow it. So all those who have joined, thank you very much, and make sure you take out your seed money as soon as possible. Like right after your 50 days, you should have doubled your money, and just to be safe about it and not have to worry about this space of digital assets. It just makes you feel better when you don't have any of your investment in the account anymore. You've withdrawn your initial investment, and then everything else is just house money, playing with the money that you earned. And then from there, you can start taking profits little by little as it keeps growing. So definitely keep that in mind. And what do they say? The pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. So if you're too much of a hog as far as seeing the money, and I've been there and done that, and just like, oh my goodness, look at all the money, and if I take half of it out, it's going to start way back here, but still it only takes a month to gain it back, and then you'll be good. At least you'll have your money out that you put in there. So keep that in mind. This was a little longer video than I planned, but that's kind of how it goes when you're following or showing one of the processes. And I showed two processes, one of the trading, copy and pasting, and then a withdrawal. So all right, we'll talk to you next week, and we'll get some percentages up on the thumbnail. And I can't really tell you how much I made on this week because I took that $1,000 out, so it's a little askewed. But we're starting today with the new balance, and we'll be able to know what next Saturday brings as far as the weekly interest. This one is like 10 to 12% every week, so that's a great way to augment your income. All right, we'll talk to you next week. Hope you're having a good weekend. Bye.